have done a lot. For example, we have restored the credibility of NTA. We have restored the credibility of NTA. And for a federal government organ, for a federal government agency, this is critical. There was a time that nobody watched NTA. Nobody. Even now, those who are interested in bad news only do not watch NTA. They don't watch NTA. But most importantly, we have restored the credibility of NTA. And this restoration of credibility is in keeping with the core mandate of the NTA to serve the government.
When you say you have restored the credibility of NTA, what addition do you have that restored the credibility of NTA? Let us know what you did to restore the credibility. What input?
For example, distinguished senator, there was a time in the history of NTA, in the not too distant past, that anything critical of government was never used on the Nigerian Television Authority. Anything critical of government, true or false, was never on NTA. That was bad for the credibility of NTA.
So is it possible you have things critical of government now?
We do. We can, but the difference is, in NTA, we tell a bad story in a good way. That's the difference. We tell a bad story in a good way, but we don't sweep it under the carpet. We never sweep any story under the carpet. Because if we don't tell it, others will tell it. The difference is in the way that story is told.
In a diplomatic way.
Well, that is telling a good story in a good. NTA is the premier federal government electronic media. It is sometimes contradictory for you to have a station like NTA with the mandate given to NTA and expect NTA to make money. NTA was never set up to make money. It was never set up to make money. The issue of commercializing NTA was mooted in the year 1992. A body was set up to work out modalities for the commercialization and privatization, for the full commercialization of NTA. That was in 1992-93. The committee met and made a submission. In that submission, 6 conditions were set for the partial commercialization of NTA. Out of those 6 conditions, to date, only 1 condition has been met, and it is the least important. It is the least important. For NTA to be fully commercialized, those 6 conditions had to be put in place. That was as far back as 1992-93. To date, only one out of those 6 conditions is in place, and it is the least important. Secondly, like I said, it's sometimes contradictory for you to have a national courier that serves the interests of the country and the government and expect it to make money without changing its mandate. Without changing its mandate. NTA was never set up to make any profit. I think this was realized. That was why an effort was made in 1992-93 to partially commercialize NTA.